Hi, my name is Joaquin, and everybody has been talking about something that makes them passionate. In one way or the other, every speaker has something to show, some story to tell. And I want to tell you my story, my secret system. This is Engineered Water. It's a project that I've been working on for so many years, and it's what makes me passionate at college. It's the thing that I find the most work that I've done here, because it affects people's lives, and it's also the thing that it's been more rewarding doing. So I just wanted to reflect a little bit on our lives. Yes, we are in an economic crisis. There is an oil crisis. There are many crises, and we keep hearing about crises everywhere. And there are bad things and good things, and problems with education, and problems all over the world. But then, when you think about our lives, there are some things that we have, right? And we can live without some of them.
Yeah.
We can live without internet. It would be difficult in the United States to live without cars, but it's doable. We can always move to the cities. Living without electricity, as much as it would upset my friend Shutaroshi in technology, it's also possible. It's very difficult nowadays. Television is a big one. Movies. How about money? Can you live without money? How many people can live without money? I want to see you live without money. Well, there's something more basic that we haven't even mentioned. Now, all of these things that we're here just mean nothing if you don't have this. Right? Can you imagine not having clean water? Well, my talk today is about that, about life without potable water. And this is a picture taken in 2006. It's a picture in La Fortuna. It's a small town in Honduras where we have worked. But back then, that was a picture of the first trip that engineers without borders had. And it's a kid that's collecting water from a stream, making sure that he would take it home to cook some corn that he had there. It's probably going to be his only meal today. Anyway, so I just want to say something aside. When I was in high school, I learned many things: math, sciences, literature. But if there's something I remember, is what I learned in one of my religion classes. I went to the Catholic school, and they said, "Well, you can change the world." I mean, somebody can think about changing the world, but may not be able to change it. Then become older and say, "Okay, I'm going to change my country," and then you're not able to change it. And then you grow older and you say, "I'm going to change, in this case, my state." Then you're not able to change it. "I want to change my city," and you're not able to change it. "I want to change my community." And what's the only way to change the communities is change yourself. And that's probably one of the things we should do, change ourselves and start thinking small. So this is what we did. We thought small. And the reality of La Fortuna is this. My friend Carlos, he's 14. He finished elementary school, I think, or maybe since last year. And then he lost his dad a few years ago because he was shot. This is in a small town, and I don't know. He was shot, and he lives with a brother and his mother. This is Felipa. She's one of our cooks when we go to La Fortuna. She's my age, so it's very easy for me to relate to her because she's my age and she's married. She has 3 kids, and she wakes up in the mornings to go and collect water. Well, she used to. So, what's it take to change this? Does anybody know? Well, many things, right? It's not easy. Well, the first thing you should have is, and I think everybody has talked about this, it's an idea. A courageous idea. Somebody may call it a dream or a vision, being a visionary. And we started with this man, with Joel. He's a member of this community, and then he's an entrepreneur in this community too. And he had this idea: how would it be to have running water at home? Do you think how is having running water at home? I mean, do we ever think about that? We just have it, right? It's a given. how can we make that happen in La Fortuna? Well, this is how. He had an idea of finding an organization that could help the people in La Fortuna do this, because he understood that he wouldn't be able to do it on his own. And that's where we come in. Because some years ago at Lafayette, somebody had the idea of founding a club where students could use their skills, their knowledge, and use it in the real world for something good. Oh, by the way, it's Engineers Without Borders, but we're a multidisciplinary club. Anyway. So, we have an idea. What do you do with this idea? Do you just have it? Well, you make it happen, right? And there are many ways to make it happen. And the way how we did it was identifying our problem and finding a solution and finding a simple plan. And this is something Beltrán may disagree with me, because he talked about many complex situations. Well, I'm proposing a simple plan, a logical simple plan, and we call it CODE-PSI. It stands for Community-Oriented Design and Evaluation Process for Sustainable Infrastructure, and that is a very long name. It's all pretty nice, though. Just saying CODE-PSI, it rhymes. But if you have to remember two things about this name, is this. It's community-oriented and it's sustainable. Or at least we think it is. We try to make it happen. And how can I describe this? Well, it's logical. It makes sense. And you see why I say it makes sense. It's partnership-based, so we work with the community as partners. And then we see the problem from many different perspectives. From social, environmental, political, technical, economic. So we start with a first step of identifying a project, and we don't actually identify the project, we look for a project that will find us. Because this shows that if a community is really engaged or not, right? Like if they have that necessity and like they want to do something about it, well, that says something good about a community of people. And that does not only apply to a community of Honduras, it applies to communities here too, the same. Anyway, what is the degree of community organization? Can we work with them? Are we going to be able to work together, or do they want us to do everything? What is the motivation for the project? These are some questions that we try to ask and answer. The second step is assessing the needs and ranking of alternatives. So we have to know the community first. We do an assessment on the social, the economic, the environmental, the political, the interpersonal relationships in this community. Then we do a technical assessment because we're an engineering group, and we need to know if they have water or not, and what source of water they have. And then we always try to get their opinion on like different alternatives. And this is just an example of something I feel like maybe one of the most important inputs of our work is working together, listening to their ideas, and not just going and imposing things that we believe will work. Working with them throughout the whole process. We come back to school and then propose some feasibility, we do feasibility study and we propose different alternatives. And we consider the employee life cycle, community aspects. So basically what we're doing is just seeing what can be done, and we also consider like, all of the aspects that I talked to you about. The impacts that it's going to have on the social, the economic, the technical. Every decision has an impact. It's a trade-off. Now, we go and talk to this community and decide with them what's going to be the most effective alternatives to use. So, in this case, we propose all the ideas, and this actually is something that Martin did a few years ago, and they have a vote, so they have a democratic election, and then we sign an agreement with them to make sure that we can work together. And then we start working. This is step, this is the design step. We do it here. We do not only take into consideration just the technical design, we provide manuals so that they can read them and understand them and use them. Because if we just design something and they don't know how to use it, well, it's going to break. And they're the final users. They should be able to help themselves in that sense. And then we consider some flexibility and some things that the community can provide. After that, we go to the real implementation, building, and not only building, but making sure that they build it. Because that's that's the basic thing, but that's how they will be the owners of that system. That's why they will take care of it. If they don't feel it, if they don't suffer for it, they will just not take care of it, right? If you give your child a gift, well, the child likes the gift, but if he takes care of it, it's another question. If he pays for that gift, then you can make sure he takes care of it. Okay, we do educational workshops, and then we make sure we have enough money to provide all of this, and that they have enough people to work. The last step is, after everything is constructed, we come back to the communities and we see how the system has been doing, if there are any problems, and then if there are some problems, we try to work with them a kind of solution, and we learn. And the cycle, but it becomes a cycle. And this is our logical method that we use. But so far we have an idea and a plan. And is that enough? Well, sometimes you could say it's enough, but I think there is one extra component. And I'm going to let you guess. Well, people is very related to that. Because without people, that wouldn't exist. Right? Passion. Passion for what you do. And what drives passion? Everybody has been talking about passion today. What makes somebody be passionate? What are your reasons? What are your reasons for teaching music? What are your reasons for doing art? What are your reasons for doing art? I don't know what my passion is for doing this, but I just love doing it. And this is an example of passion. This is my friend Brian. He designed a water tank last semester, and he spent uncomfortable nights working on this, and like nobody told him. He would go and bug professors, bug people, and he worked a lot for this. And it happened, that same with his tank. And I mean, to many people this would mean, this is just a water tank, but for him it's his water tank, right? Now, my friend Daniela, she graduated in 2008, and she was an international affairs major. She had the passion enough to explain technical terms to people, like things that she had never studied. She had to explain them to people in the communities. She had the passion to make trainings, and to make not only trainings, but manuals that people could understand, right? Because you can be as technical as you want, but if nobody understands you, then your manual is rubbish. And provide joy and convince people to join. Well, that's what happened to me. She convinced many people to join. Now, Professor Smith, he's our advisor. He's been working with us for 3 years now, and he has a lot of passion for this group. He comes to our meetings on Sundays at 1 p.m., and I want to say that not many people will do that. Even students, not many students will do that. And he's passionate about traveling. He loves doing it. He loves working with us. Joel, he's the guy that I talked to you before. He is an entrepreneur. He is one of the many people why I think it was so worth doing this. Meeting him and knowing his story. He only did elementary school, and then he was always willing to learn more about the system, more about all the aspects of the system, the technical, financial, and make sure that it works. He was the person that lived the farthest away. He would always be there first and come and go back to the latest. And just so you have an idea, when I talk about coming early, it's about 6, 5:30, that's when we wake up, and going home late is like 10. So it takes him like an hour to get home. Don Beto, he's in his 70s. He would always come to work with us too. And he's half blind. He has some plots of land, and he has only one horse. And having a horse there is big. It's like having a Rolls Royce. It's having a horse. Okay? So he would provide his horse for the project for us to do the project. And then finally, this person, that most students recognize, except for freshmen maybe, he graduated last year, and he has been maybe the biggest inspiration that I've had at this school. This guy was good at everything he did. Why? Because he loved everything he did. He did the most out of it. He's an environmental engineer now. He provides clean water. He would work day and night without no recognition, without anyone saying thank you. And he would always do it and keep doing it. Why? Because he loved this. He loved doing this. Well, we have an idea, a plan, and passion. And if there is something that we learn and something that is for sure, is that life without Fortuna will never be the same. Right? Just think about life without water and with water. It's like you, an iPhone without an iPhone. Okay. Second thing, life for us will never be the same. At least for people who travel. I think this changed my life, and for many people that I have talked to, I believe this is the same case. The world needs dreamers and entrepreneurs like Joel, because without that, nothing of this would have happened. And I just want to emphasize this. And then, many problems need a simple logical plan. I agree that some problems are really big and really complex. But this one, it wasn't maybe that big and that complex. And it just needs to go simple and logical. That's my idea. And the last thing is that we need passionate people. We need people who know what they do so that they can do it in the best way they can. Thank you.